Hello everyone. Hope you have been keeping safe and continuing to take the necessary precautions during these tough times. I know that sitting at home can get stressful at some times. So today, let's dive into this world of sculptures. Since conceptual art created a furore in the realms of expression, there has been no dearth in expressing the minutiae of natural as well as artificial phenomena, personal or global. And artists have left no stone unturned in delving on the values and concerns that could either subvert the existing and rampant stagnation or provide an alternative as a clue to the possible transformation. Shinde has been very successful in doing so with his works. During his debut exhibition at Sakshi Gallery, Mumbai in 2007, he presented the figure of Buddha in a mudra that stops the Ferrari car. It was simple imagery, enough to provoke a tiff between capitalist and socialist ideologies, or cohorts or individuals. The idea garners an indelible interest in realizing social diversion. How have human beings come to play a dual role of culprit-victim, affecting the scale of Anthropocene as well as also suffering from the very acts created by them? Shinde's works have been exhibited around the world and in India. He's done many solo and group shows in countries like China, Canada, Abu Dhabi, Korea, America, Switzerland, France, and Germany. So without further ado, let's talk to the artist himself, Valay Shinde. Thank you so much, Valay-ji, for doing this with us today, for answering my questions and doing this interview. And how have you been? How are you?
Thank you for having me here. I am Valay Shinde, Mumbai-based artist. Well, I'm doing good, great.
Yeah, and how have you been during this pandemic? Have you been coming to your studio, practicing your art, doing your artworks? What have you been doing these days?
Of course, it's effect on the production part. Previously, we've done we follow the timing, say 9 to 9. But due to this pandemic, we have to reduce the time schedule, and we are working right now for 8 hours only.
Okay.
You know.
8 hours, that is still quite a lot of time. So
Yeah, there are many pending projects which I really need to finish.
Okay.
Because of this lockdown and all, we really can't finish, so there are many projects which are still pending.
Okay.
We really need to finish.
Okay.
So for that, I really need time, but there are few, protocol which we need to follow. So because of that, we
Definitely.
are not able to work full time.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I hope for the best, and I'm able to restart my previous schedule. So that hope for that actually. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very important to follow the protocols and take caution during these tough times. So what would your general day look like? Like your usual day, you come into your studio and then what do you do in your studio?
Well, it's a big setup. I have a big space in the Marol Gandhi.
Okay.
My studio is located, and I do have 60 well-trained studio assistants. And there are different department. So once I enter the studio, first day I made a schedule for for whole entire day what we need to do. So according to that schedule, we have to follow the differentiate that work and I give it to my assistants, and
Yeah.
then they start work.
Yeah.
I do have 3 full-time sculptor.
Okay.
But I love to do clay modeling, so most of the time I do clay modeling that I love to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this clay modeling, how do you do like for small size and then you transform it into a bigger model, or like how can you tell us a little bit about that process?
It's very complex process
Yeah.
indeed, like first we do clay modeling. There are like variation in size, and scale. So first we do clay modeling, then we transfer this steel discs on the clay surface, and later on we take a mold out of it. And once we get the mold, we start to weld each individual discs together, and how we get this form. And later on we do cleaning with special liquid, and we do polishing.
Okay.
So there are several operations in this making process of sculpture.
You have a very unique style, like you just mentioned, of your stainless steel discs that you polish almost to be so reflective that the viewer can see himself in your works. Yeah. Please tell me about that.
Yeah, I had invented this technique in 2006, I guess, when I got a residency program in Paris. So during that residency program, I've made a couple of sculpture with using this technique, and it is physics and science in that particular technique. It's not like it's looking good, so I'm using it. It's not like that. There is a physics science in it. And since then I mostly work in most of my artwork made in steel disc form. But of course I do other medium also. Yeah, because like the surrounding always inspired me. So I really want to see spectator themselves in my artwork. That is why this surface of my sculpture are quite shiny and reflective. Yeah.
And these steel discs, you mentioned in a previous interview of ours, that are like atoms and molecules that make up essentially everything in the world, in the universe. So, how do you decide on the magnanimity of your sculptures? How do you decide on the size? Why such a great height of a horse or like a bull, and the teddy bear is smaller? Is it, what is going on in your head? Are you making sculptures based on real life sizes, or?
Yeah, it's depend on the topic or concepts. So we always decide how the concept goes with the size and scale. So then we decide this. If for instance I'm making Buffalo series, so I prefer to make in life size scale. So yeah, like that.
gave you a warning that you will be rusticated.
It was based on Godhra riots, which
The
happened-
genocide.
Yes,
Okay.
in 2002. So that was not acceptable from my
Okay.
professor side.